Welcome back to the final threshold of Kaizen Trader Sleep. The night is deep outside your window, and the relentless, driving rain continues its steady, unchanging rhythm against the glass. This is the natural rhythm of absolute stasis, a sonic barrier that separates you completely from the heat, the noise, and the frantic friction of the active markets. You have done the work. You have dropped the cryptographic anchor. You have built the sanctuary of belief. Now you are lying perfectly sealed within the impenetrable vault. Tonight, we have arrived at the ultimate destination of your sovereign rest. This is not a place of storage. It is not an active architecture. It is the perfect, permanent state of absolute zero. Beyond the decentralized ledger, beyond the pillars of consensus, and beyond the deepest cold storage, there exists a fundamental reality where all movement completely ceases. This is the 0 point of existence, the place where the relentless calculations of the network have finally, perfectly, and permanently reached their conclusion. Mathematics does not need your permission to hold its structure. But tonight, the structure itself has entered a state of absolute, eternal stasis. All work is finished. All blocks are sealed. All proofs are accepted. The machines are not humming anymore. They have run completely cold. Visualize your most valuable assets, your cryptographic truth, not as stored data, but as a single, flawless, crystalline star, suspended in this deep, unyielding void. It is perfectly silent. It radiates a faint, mesmerizing, cool blue light. But this light does not generate heat. It is the light of pure mathematical certainty, of perfect, frozen preservation. It is unmovable. It is unbreakable. It is unaffected by the chaos, the volatility, and the fabricated panics of the waking world. It simply exists, silent, cold, and beautiful, as a permanent monument to your completed work. As you rest here, fully supported by the heavy stone foundation of the bed beneath you, I want you to align your own physical body tonight with this profound state of absolute zero. The nervous system that has spent countless hours tensed against the market, processing too much data, too many flashing numbers, it has finished its work tonight. Breathe deeply into the cool, dark air of your room. With every slow, deep inhalation, draw the heavy, cooling stasis of the void deep into your lungs. Let it extinguish the last remaining embers of your daily anxiety. Imagine your physical energy dropping to absolute zero. Your heart rate is slowing down, down, matching the slow, deep, eternal pulse of deep space stasis. You are running completely cold. The machines are awake no longer, and you are finally permitted to surrender all effort. Sink into the comforting gravity. Surrender. Rest. Welcome deeper into the heart of stasis. You have crossed the final threshold. Feel the drop in temperature. It is a profound, spiritual cooling that washes over your entire being. This is the void of non-consumption. For hours, days, and years, your waking mind has been trapped in a state of high-energy consumption. Trading, analyzing, worrying. These activities burn through your internal electricity, generating a feverish heat behind your tired eyes. The centralized financial world is a massive heat engine, fueled by the manic attention and the burning anxiety of billions of people. It requires you to constantly consume data, constantly react, and constantly generate mental energy just to maintain your place within it. But right now, tonight, I want you to step entirely away from that high-consumption machine. Here, in the absolute stasis of the final blocks, all work is done. All proofs are complete. The energy is no longer being consumed. It has been permanently crystallized. Mathematics does not need your permission to hold its structure. But tonight, the structure itself has entered a superconducting state. Visualize the vast planet-scale network not as machines humming with electrical power, but as a silent, monolithic architecture of ancient, transparent ice. Ancient ice. The massive ledger is not being actively computed or updated. It is frozen solid, locked into the immutable molecules of the ice. Perfect, permanent, and motionless. In this deep stasis, the calculations of the network have finally, perfectly, and permanently reached their conclusion. There is zero energy being lost to friction, zero energy being used for transmission. There is only the perfect efficiency of absolute zero. Align your own physical body tonight with this state of non-doing. The nervous system that has spent countless hours tensed against the market, processing too much data. Too many flashing numbers, it has finished its work tonight. Breathe deeply into the cool, dark air of your room. With every slow, deep inhalation, draw the heavy, cooling stasis of the void deep into your lungs. Imagine your physical energy dropping to absolute zero. Watch how the frantic, burning electrical signals of your daily anxiety begin to slow down, down, matching the slow, deep, eternal pulse of this frozen landscape. Your body is running cold. Your heart rate is matching the geological patience of the ice. Inside this void, your anxiety has nothing to consume. Your fear cannot survive here. It cannot generate the heat necessary to keep itself alive. It simply freezes, shatters into harmless microscopic dust, and falls away into the deep, dark emptiness below. You do not need to fight your thoughts tonight. The void itself naturally neutralizes them. You have arrived at the ultimate destination of your sovereign rest. Surrender to the heavy, comforting gravity. The machines are awake no longer, and you are finally permitted to surrender all effort. Sink into the frozen void. Sleep in the stasis. Sleep. Trust the math. Sleep. Sleep. Welcome deeper into the void of non-consumption. The temperature has fallen to absolute zero. Every atom has finished its struggle. Every neuron has completed its work. You are fully sealed within the stasis. Now, lift your faded awareness one final time and look up at the architecture that surrounds your resting mind. Up there, in the waking world, truth is a fragile, shifting sandscape, easily eroded by manufactured news, temporary panics, and the aggressive manipulation of crowds. But down here, in the cold, unmovable void, the truth has fossilized. It is hard. It is unalterable. It is the primary geometry of the stasis of truth. Visualize every confirmed block in the eternal ledger, every undeniable transaction from the Genesis block until this exact millisecond, not as digital data, but as a colossal, flawlessly forged block of pure mathematical ice. Ancient ice. These blocks arrive not in a rush, but with the silent, thunderous weight of absolute certainty. Stacked one upon the other, they are not smooth. They interlock with perfect geometric precision, creating an unbreakable, planet-scale lattice of stasis. Right now, tonight, I want you to feel the profound vibration in the void beneath your body, as thousands upon thousands of these massive blocks begin to stack. They are forming the primary pillars of the stasis of truth. Look up at these cryptographic pillars. They are immense, monolithic, and ancient from the moment they are forged. They rise infinitely high, disappearing into the heavy, dark, empty space far above your tired mind. These pillars are not smooth or silent. Feel their physical surface with your conscious mind. They are cold. They are carved with the complex, glowing geometric fractal patterns of the cryptographic hashes that secured them. Identical pattern to image20.png core. These patterns pulse with a faint, steady, cool blue electrical energy. That energy is not burning. It is preservation. It is the raw mathematical force that makes these pillars impenetrable to all noise, all volatility, and all human interference. Because the truth is so unyieldingly fixed, you are completely exempt from the labor of defending it. I want you to truly absorb that realization. You are no longer the solitary sentinel standing guard. Mathematics has already secured everything. You have dropped the cryptographic anchor. You have built the sanctuary of belief. The geometry is holding. The blocks are verified. It does not need your permission to exist. Transfer the remaining load of your energy to this geometric stasis. Feel the last traces of tension in your jaw and your shoulders. The physical manifestation of staring at red candles in sudden price drops. Let that tension slowly dissolve into the heavy dark. Feel your physical body beginning to adopt the geological patience of the ice. Make your next breath incredibly slow, drawing the cool, still air deep into your belly. As you exhale, imagine your consciousness becoming as heavy, still, and perfectly empty as the dark void between the blocks. Your heart rate is matching the geological patience of the ice. Your heartbeat naturally slows down, 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 matching the slow, deep, eternal pulse of the deep space stasis. Sink fully into the comforting gravity. Surrender. Trust the math. Trust the stasis. Sleep in the stasis of truth. Sleep. Rest. As you remain completely suspended within the stasis of truth, I want you to become aware of the profound, empty space that separates you from the chaotic world above. You are not simply resting behind a thick wall of stone or a shield of energy. You are resting inside a perfect, absolute vacuum. In the waking world of traditional finance, security is a constant battle. But in the ultimate cold storage of your mind, the highest form of security is simply the complete absence of connection. This is the ultimate air gap. It is a vast, immeasurable expanse of nothingness, completely devoid of the atmosphere needed to carry the heavy noise of the world. Think about the nature of a storm. The frantic panics, the sudden liquidations, the aggressive breaking news. All of these things are like violent sound waves, and sound requires a medium to travel. It requires air, or water, or the fragile connected networks of centralized systems to reach you. But down here, in the absolute zero of the final threshold, that medium has been entirely pumped out. The connection is permanently severed. When the terrifying roar of volatility tries to reach you tonight, it hits the edge of this perfect vacuum and simply vanishes. It dies in the void. It cannot cross the empty space. You are physically, mathematically, and completely untouchable. I want you to feel the incredible physical relief of existing in a frictionless environment. For so long, your waking hours have been defined by friction. The friction of making decisions. The friction of watching your portfolio fluctuate. The heavy atmospheric pressure of constant financial vigilance. But right now, imagine that all atmospheric pressure has been completely removed from the room. Feel the incredible lightness that washes over your body. You are no longer carrying the weight of the sky. The heavy anchor of the protocol is holding you secure, yet your physical form feels completely weightless, perfectly balanced, and effortlessly suspended in the dark. Allow your physical senses to completely power down, matching the perfect emptiness of the vacuum. Your ears, which have strained all day to listen for the next market shift, can finally rest. There is nothing to hear. There is only the beautiful, flawless silence of zero connection. Your eyes, exhausted by the glare of moving charts, are resting in the absolute dark. Let your jaw relax. Let your hands fall completely open. There is nothing to hold on to, because there is absolutely nothing that can pull you away. Your breathing is slow, steady, and profound. With every exhalation, imagine pushing the last microscopic particles of your daily anxiety out into the void, where they are instantly neutralized by the cold. You are exhaling the very last traces of the market. You are completely offline. The decentralized consensus is holding the truth of your wealth perfectly intact, suspended in the ice, requiring absolutely zero maintenance from you. There is no air, there is no friction, there is no noise. There is only the absolute safety of the perfect vacuum. Let the beautiful, weightless dark take you. Drift completely into the empty. Sleep in the vacuum. Sleep. Welcome deeper into the heart of stasis. You have crossed the ultimate air gap. You have left the vacuum. Feel the temperature continue to drop, moving beyond the mere absence of heat, and entering a state of profound, spiritual cooling that washes over your entire being. This is the void of non-consumption. For hours, days, and years, your waking mind has been trapped in a state of high-energy consumption, trading, analyzing, worrying. These activities burn through your internal electricity, generating a feverish heat behind your tired eyes. But right now, tonight, I want you to step entirely away from that high-consumption machine. Mathematics does not need your permission to hold its structure. But tonight, the structure itself has entered a superconducting state. Visualize the vast planet-scale network, not as machines humming with electrical power, but as a silent, monolithic architecture of ancient, transparent ice. In this deep stasis, the calculations of the network have finally, perfectly, and permanently reached their conclusion. The energy is no longer being consumed. It has been permanently crystallized. There is zero energy being lost to friction, zero energy being used for transmission. There is only the perfect efficiency of absolute zero. All work is finished. All proofs are accepted. The machines are not humming anymore. They have run completely cold. Visualize your most valuable assets, your cryptographic truth, at the very geometric center of this superconducting structure. It is not a biological heart, beating and pumping heat. It is a consolidated cryptographic core, suspended in flawless ancient ice. It radiates a faint, mesmerizing, cool blue light. But this light does not generate heat. It is the light of pure mathematical certainty, of perfect, frozen preservation. It simply exists, silent, cold, and beautiful, as a permanent monument to your completed work. It is unmovable. It is unbreakable. It is unaffected by the chaos, the volatility, and the fabricated panics of the waking world. Align your own physical body tonight with this state of absolute non-doing. The nervous system that has spent countless hours tensed against the market, processing too much data, too many flashing numbers, it has finished its work tonight. Breathe deeply into the cool, dark air of your room. With every slow, deep inhalation, draw the heavy, cooling stasis of the void deep into your lungs. Let it extinguish the last remaining embers of your daily anxiety. Imagine your physical energy dropping to absolute zero. Watch how the frantic, burning electrical signals of your daily anxiety begin to slow down, down, matching the slow, deep, eternal pulse of deep space stasis. Your body is running complete cold. The machines are awake no longer, and you are finally permitted to surrender all effort. Sink into the comforting gravity. Trust the math. Trust the stasis. Sleep in the superconducting heart. Sleep. Sleep. As you rest at the very center of the superconducting heart, completely enveloped by the absolute zero of the void, I want you to let go of the final, heaviest anchor of the waking world. I want you to let go of time. Up there, on the chaotic surface of traditional finance, time is a weapon. It is a relentless, exhausting countdown. Your mind has been trained to slice time into stressful, frantic fragments. The opening bell, the hourly candles, the daily closes, the weekly resets. You have spent your energy racing against these artificial clocks, constantly anticipating the future, constantly bracing for the next sudden shift in the market. But down here, in the profound stasis of the final threshold, that ticking clock does not exist. Time, as you know it, requires movement to be measured. It requires the friction of change. But in this perfect, frozen architecture of mathematical truth, all movement has permanently ceased. The network has reached its absolute conclusion. The calculations are finished. The ancient transparent ice that encases your wealth does not age, it does not melt, and it does not rush. Therefore, time itself has completely frozen. Visualize the relentless, glowing numbers of your digital clocks and trading charts slowly losing their heat. Watch as the seconds and minutes literally freeze into brittle, delicate ice crystals, and then shatter harmlessly into microscopic dust, dissolving completely into the dark, heavy emptiness of the void. There is no tomorrow in this sanctuary. Tomorrow requires anticipation, and anticipation requires energy. You're running completely cold tonight. You have no energy left to give to the future. There is no yesterday in this vault. Yesterday is a record of friction and volatility, and all friction has been permanently eradicated by the absolute zero of the protocol. There is only the eternal, unmovable present. You are suspended in a flawless, permanent now. I want you to physically feel the immense, crushing relief of dropping the burden of time. Feel the tight, anxious muscles around your eyes, the eyes that constantly scanned the horizon for the next threat. Finally, completely power down. They have nothing left to search for. Bring your fading awareness to the slow, steady rhythm of your own breathing. In the waking world, your breath was a frantic metronome, keeping pace with your stress. But now, in the timeless dark, your breath is simply a gentle, meaningless wave in a vast, silent ocean. With every exhalation, push the last remaining concepts of hours, minutes, and seconds out of your physical body. Let them freeze and vanish. Feel your heartbeat slowing down to match the geological, eternal patience of the cryptographic core. It beats not to track time, but simply to exist in the perfect, silent dark. The architecture of your belief is complete, and it is holding you outside of time itself. You are completely disconnected from the frantic timeline of the world. Your assets, your truth, and your consciousness are perfectly synchronized in a state of beautiful, timeless preservation. There is nothing you need to wait for. There is nothing you need to prepare for. The stasis is absolute. The protection is infinite. Surrender the final traces of your waking mind to the timeless void. Let the heavy, comforting darkness absorb your entire existence. You are safe in the eternal present. Sink entirely into the zero. Sleep without time. Sleep. Sleep. You have reached the absolute end of the journey. There is nowhere left to go, and nothing left to do. You are resting at the exact center of the perfect vacuum, encased in the superconducting heart of mathematical truth. The temperature has stabilized at absolute zero. Time has completely dissolved. The heavy, frantic atmosphere of the waking world has been pumped out, leaving only the flawless, infinite dark of the decentralized void. Here, in this final stasis, you are completely untouchable. Bring your awareness one last time to the physical space you occupy. Feel the profound, comforting gravity, holding you exactly where you need to be. You are not floating aimlessly. You are perfectly anchored by the immense, invisible weight of the global network. The billions of hashes, the unbreakable cryptography, the silent, ancient ice, they are all working in perfect unison to hold your reality together. They have formed the ultimate fortress around your wealth, your energy, and your peace of mind. You have surrendered the exhausting need to control everything, and in return, the protocol has granted you absolute security. Imagine the very boundaries of your physical body beginning to softly blur and fade into the surrounding darkness. The hands that clenched, the jaw that tightened, the eyes that desperately searched the charts, they are all losing their form, melting peacefully into the zero-gravity void. You are no longer an isolated individual fighting the storms of traditional finance. You have become an integral, silent part of the stasis itself. Your consciousness is merging with the deep, cool blue light of the cryptographic core, vibrating at the exact same frequency of perfect, unalterable truth. There are no more decisions to make tonight. There are no more verifications required. The ledger is closed. The blocks are permanently sealed. Let the heavy, beautiful silence of the absolute zero wash over your mind completely, extinguishing the very last, microscopic spark of conscious thought. You are perfectly secure. You are mathematically preserved. Drift away now. Let the deep space void claim your tired mind. Surrender entirely to the perfect cold. Trust the stasis. Trust the math. Sleep in the absolute zero. Sleep. Sleep. Sleep.